Everybody, welcome back to the Dan's Golf World pod. Thank you so much for joining us once again. We're happy to be here with you at the conclusion of another major championship week. Sort of still coming down from the high. That's how major championships are in the golf world. It's a buzz, it's a vibe, and we can't deny it. Josh, producer of the show, faithful sidekick. How's it going, brother?
It's going good, man. Good weather this week compared to last week.
Yes. Well, not in Scotland, but for us here in the wonderful United States, it is quite enjoyable. We're in the heart of golf season right now.
It's perfect time to golf.
This is it. We're in Illinois. Illinois rarely has these like enjoyable weather windows. Winter out of the question. Golf just completely shuts down for like 5-6 months. And then we have this like super rainy springtime where we're just like dying for golf season to start. Then you've got this like little sweet spot window between like end of spring, start of summer, beautiful best golf. And then it gets unbelievably hot and humid.
It gets too hot to go outside.
It is like borderline unbearable. And then fall comes around. You get this beautiful fall golf that ends rapidly and gets ice cold. And by like Thanksgiving, it's done. You're playing in like 11-degree weather again.
My favorite time to golf is like late August, early September.
Yeah.
That
you know
time.
what though? Weather is beautiful, but then you start running into leaves everywhere.
Yeah, that is true.
Dude,
But
that is brutal.
I like playing golf in a sweater
That is nice.
with some sleeves on.
Sweater, pullover, kind of like a zip up, nice QZ quarter zip.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's the vibe. I feel like I'm struggling this week, and let me tell you why. I attended the first 3 majors of this year.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be in Scotland. I had a media pass credential waiting for me in the media center in a nice little file folder pocket, in alphabetical order, sitting there right under D.
You mean E?
No, I like D because it sounds funnier. And I didn't make it this year. It didn't happen. It didn't work out. I was at the American Century, and just with travel and so much going on, I couldn't pull all of it off. And I had to miss the 4th major of the year. And it's bittersweet. And I'll tell you why. It's been a while since I've got to sit home and watch a major on TV, and that was wonderful, very enjoyable. I think it was a great broadcast. I think they did a good job. Also, I was on the YouTube TV app for a lot of it, so I got to do the multi-view. So I had like 4 screens going at once, and then you could like click over and put the audio on like whatever one you want.
I've never tried YouTube TV.
Dude, it's pretty fun.
Is it just like regular TV, or is it?
It's like, I feel like I'm on like, we always had DirecTV. Like, I feel it's the same thing. Like you hit like the guide and you're like scrolling through all the channels, or you can like go in like other formats or whatever. But you can also pick like for the Open, as people would prefer us to call it, other than the British Open. You pick that and you can pick multi-view, and you get like a 4-screen window, and you're watching 4 different broadcasts all at once. And then you put the arrow, whatever one you kind of put the box over is the one you're hearing the audio from.
Oh, really?
And then you can select one, and then it'll go to full screen, like if you really want to like see what's going on right there.
Yeah, because what I usually do, like when you're out at the majors, I'm watching, I just go on ESPN.
You're the back end support when I'm there.
Yeah, I'm on ESPN Plus, and I got the windows up, and I just pick one. Usually I pick the feature group to get their audio, because sometimes the broadcast, the true broadcast, you don't get as much insight as like these special like ESPN Plus packages that they have out. But this week's news, golf news, all about the British Open.
Everything's about the British Open this week.
Bryson,
because Xander Schauffele came out of nowhere and broke the seal. From 0 majors to now 2. Holy cow! I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But sorry, go ahead. I cut you off. You're telling us about Dan's Golf World news. Please go ahead.
First off, we were way wrong about our predictions.
We were way off.
Wrong.
Let's not replay that, because we were way off.
Bryson DeChambeau, we were rooting for him.
Yeah,
had a rough start in the British Open. Didn't even make cut. First round, first 9 holes, he was like +6 or something.
Yeah,
he had a rough go.
It's not a course meant for overpowering.
Nope.
And
it's
he is
finesse.
a power player. And I don't think that Links style golf really, sets up for his expertise.
No, and I had a burp. My bad. But
Get a little feedback down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those breakfast burritos coming back at you.
Dude, it happens to me on like every podcast I do. But he struggled as a lot. We will get into it a little later in the show. But next up, we got Shane Lowry's wild ride at the 11th.
Oh, dude, that was wild.
That was nuts.
His whole weekend was really a wild ride. I mean, to go from being like the solo lead, I mean, just like a commanding lead, and then all of a sudden it began to topple.
Yeah.
I mean, we were watching the game of Jenga sort of come crashing down, and it was tough because I like the guy. I think he's fun to watch. I think he's got great personality. I think he's a very interesting character in the golf world, and to really see him and sort of take a breakout lead into the weekend, and then it vanished.
And then the last one you already stated.
Yes.
Xander Schauffele claims second major of 2024 with British Open. First time someone's won. He won the PGA, right?
PGA Championship, and then now the Open.
First time that's happened since 2014 with Rory.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's been a minute since that happened. And then I heard Gizmo. We haven't introduced him. This is Gizmo.
Gizmo's back again, joining us. He's the third amigo here on the pod.
Yeah.
Gizmo, do you got some news for us from the Dan's Golf World? If you got something, now's your time. Chime in for us, would you?
Tiger Woods announced that he is having a meeting with Greg Norman, the CEO of Live Golf. He realizes with his health and lack of play during the PGA Tour seasons that it is time for him to turn a new leaf and join his best friend, Phil Mickelson, and play for the High Flyers Golf Club next season. Brendan Steele is getting the boot. A whole new team is in development, where Steele will be siding with Anthony Kim. The team name is rumored to be called the Shanks Golf Club.
No.
For more
That's not
details,
cool.
check out our website at DansGolfWorld.com.
Gizmo, that's not on the website.
That is wildly untrue. I don't think that is accurate reporting in terms of ethical journalism here.
My bad guy. I have to come clean. Before Josh came in the studio this morning, I found this vape pen that I don't think is vape.
Oh, no.
Is anyone else thirsty? My mouth feels really dry. Why is everyone staring at me? Why do I feel like I'm dying? I think after this episode, I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah. After this episode, we're definitely going to put you to bed.
So wait, what? Last week was it John Daly's?
Yeah, now he's stoned.
Okay. All right. Hey, you know what? Thank you, Gizmo.
Might have to put him in gnome rehab. He keeps this up.
Haul him off. Do we need a gnome intervention?
We might need to.
We'll see. We're still happy to have you a part of the pod here, but I don't know, maybe tone it down a notch.
Yeah, jeez, man.
All right,
we got a show to run here. Anyways, British Open.
Yes. Wow.
We talked about it already a little bit, but let's dive a little bit deeper. Huge mistakes made by a lot of golfers. A lot of big names did not make the cut here.
Yeah, I was shocked. I mean, again, okay, I say shocked with like, an asterisk next to it, because we also know what the British Open brings. We know what this links style golf, the weather, the elements, the course style, there's so much to it, where these guys are out just, banging the ball around in the PGA Tour, and they go over there and it's different. I mean, it's just a different animal. It's a different beast. But still, at the same time, to see some of the best players in the world struggle so much it's weird to see that cut list. Who do we have?
We have Minwoo Lee, Tommy Fleetwood, Ludwig Adberg, Tony Finau, Victor Hovland, Tom Kim, and then these are starting to come up with the huge names. Wyndham Clark.
Yeah.
Sahith Theegala, Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, and Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah.
And there's probably more, but these are the big names I found.
That's wild. It really is. And here's the thing, though. mentioned Tiger Woods. I do feel like, I don't know, he didn't seem as miserable this major. Am I wrong on that? Did you see some deep misery?
No, I saw his a couple shots from like practice rounds.
Yeah,
and he was getting locked in.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's what sucks. Like it seems like he plays so good in practice, but I feel like maybe because his health, his age, father time, his history, I feel like he plays so hard on these practice rounds that he's burnt out by the second round.
He's trying so hard to get dialed.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear that that announcer during the practice round, the commentator, and I'm not sure what network, so whatever, we won't mention, but they said something like, there's a lot of pain pills behind those eyes of Tiger. I'm like,
that.
How do you say that? What an accusation.
That is, yeah.
That is a wild accusation.
I don't even know. Are you even allowed to say that on TV?
I don't. Maybe there's different rules in different countries, and in Scotland you can say whatever you want. But at the same time, like, remember back at the Masters when, like, you know, Tiger's like rubbing ointment on his back and his pants were like almost down to his knees, and we're all seeing his underbritches and all that. Like, it would seem to me like he's going out there playing not on a bunch of pain pills. Like, the guy looks like he's in pain.
Yeah.
He's not just like glazed over, just like floating from hole to hole. Like, I mean, there's times where you're like, dude, like somebody go like give the guy like a cane or a crutch. He just looks like he's hurting.
We need to get John Daly on him and get him some special sauce, man.
Oh, dude. Could you imagine Tiger out there just ripping some John Daly's?
Imagine how relaxed he would feel if he actually like took some medicinal drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
but the pain pills comment. Come on.
That's nuts.
You can't do that.
You can't say that. You can't just out the guy like that.
Especially when you have no sort of basis for the statement. Like, you know, you're kind of making a pretty wild accusation to be like, hey, this dude just took a ton of pain pills. You can tell. Look at his eyes. You're like, you don't know that.
Yeah, and it's honestly kind of disrespectful, too.
Little bit.
It's like this guy's trying to play, and he already knows he's going to be in pain.
Yeah.
All the fans know he's going to be in pain. It's just let the guy play.
Dude, speaking of Tiger Woods in pain, did you see that picture that was floating around the internet from the last couple of days? Tiger Woods was at Charlie Woods' amateur golf tournament.
He tanked.
And there was a picture of Tiger without the leg sleeve.
Yeah.
He always has like that, like whatever, like NBA, like one single leg sleeve kind of looking thing. This was the first photo since his horrific car accident where he was seen without any pants or leg sleeve on. And you could see the carnage and like, I mean, the scarring and like the stitches marks and then just the misshapenness of things. Like it's not all the right shape. I mean, I think there's a lot of times, you know, people are like, you know, Tiger Woods, you just give it up, you know, put it to rest. You should have finished while you're on top. We hate seeing, you know, your legacy just deplete and go away like this. It's like, I don't think most people really understand what he went through, how horrific that car wreck truly was, and what he's even overcome to be able to walk, much less still compete at the highest level of golf.
Yeah.
Now, is he a top 10 finisher? Is he in contention? No. But to even be able to go out there and make cuts means you're in the highest fraction percentage of golfers on the planet. And to look at that and be like, dude, like that's unbelievable that he even still has the ability to go out there and do any of that with the way his leg looks.
Oh, yeah. Like you saw the picture, the scars from his ankle all the way up to his kneecap.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you were telling me yesterday that they were considering amputating.
Yeah, he was in an interview shortly after, you know, the accident and the surgeries and all that. And they were asking about how bad it was. And he said something to the effect of, amputation was on the table.
Oh,
that was one of the options they were looking at before they determined that they could potentially salvage his leg.
Yeah,
crazy.
Can you imagine that?
It's a lot of pain pills behind those eyes. Like, dude, get out of here. Like, just shut up.
Yeah, but British Open has got to be the hardest major out of all of them, especially this year. You know, everyone struggles at it seemed like everyone struggled at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
A lot of people struggled at Augusta. That's always.
Yeah.
Scores aren't always super low there. PGA, that's not even a question this year. That's
like 20 under, like nothing.
Yeah, but this really showed the test of who's got the best finesse and who could keep it on the green, because there's a lot of people who chipped on the fringe.
Yeah.
And it just rolled off. A lot of guys hitting out of a bunker that hit right back into a bunker.
Or guys who are hitting out of a bunker facing the wrong way. Like they're hitting away from the green because that's the only direction to get out of these crazy pot bunkers.
And do you want to explain a little bit with the Shane Lowry situation? Or the Lowry situation? Because I don't know the technicality of that. I know you do.
So I watched some things on it, and I didn't, when I was watching it unfold, I didn't understand it in the way that somebody explained it, I believe on Instagram or something. And I don't remember what video, so I'm sorry, I can't credit who was explaining this. But they were pointing out the fact that was it on 11? Was that where he had the situation with the 11. Drop and so hits his ball in a terrible spot, heads over there. And the way he explained it is that Shane didn't want to find that ball. It was in his sort of to his advantage to just take a drop, find a better spot, put the ball somewhere, hit the ball, get up on the green, keep moving. That was a better place for him to be because he probably kind of knew where it actually went.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the helpful fans are over there rooting around in the weeds in the fescue, and they find his ball for him, which he kind of didn't want to find. Now, again, golf rules are meant to be a part of the game, really. And there's times where you understand the rules and you play according to the set of rules that best suits your situation. And in this situation, the rule that would allow him to drop because he didn't find his ball was a little better situation than finding the ball and being in that position. Well, the fan kind of ruined his plan and his strategy by finding the ball for him that he didn't really want to find. And it screwed him. It absolutely screwed him, put him in a way worse position. But I always find it interesting when these guys sort of, I don't know, they're using the rule book as part of their like playbook of sorts.
Yeah.
And, in here, normal guys like us, I'm like, what's a white stake? And then the yellow stake. And then where do I drop the ball? It's like, I don't know, just drop it over here. Let's keep moving. We got a group about to hit into us. Like, let's keep rolling. But,
yeah.
These guys just have a different understanding of the game. And I thought it was interesting that he sort of went down a strategy route of following proper rules in a major. And the variable was a helpful fan that sort of threw off, the strategy he was attempting.
That's crazy because could you imagine having that luck? Be like, okay, that ball's gone.
Yeah.
I want it gone.
Yeah.
I know where it landed. I don't want to look for it. I'm just going to say it's gone. But then some fan.
I found it.
I found it.
Shane, I'm over here. I found it.
And he's like, damn.
Son of a. Yeah. But that, again, that's sort of the interesting balance of the pros and cons of pro golf. Because at the same time, how many times have you hit a ball and you're like, I know it's over here. I know my ball is somewhere over here. It's not in the water. It's not in the weeds. I saw it bounce 2-3 times. It didn't go that far. I just can't find it. At a pro tournament, you've have people racing around it and circling your ball. And here it is. Nobody touch it. Nobody touch it. And then somebody brings over that little flag and puts that in the ground. And you walk up and your ball's right there and you move on with your day.
I wish, man.
I know. And here's us like, what do I do here? And here's the thing. I tend to be in a non-competitive round, a generous golfer. I'm like, listen, your ball is over here. It's somewhere. Take a drop. Let's keep the game going because this isn't fair. We all saw it.
Yeah.
It's not like, dude, I think it went in the water. It's like, there's no water over here. It's just grass, a bunch of sticks, like a bunch of leaves that are covering stuff. Take a drop. Let's keep moving. So there are advantages. Someone else was pointing out that even the gallery, how often that a ball will hit somebody in the gallery and keep the ball from going even farther into the shit.
Oh, I know.
Where they get a nice friendly kick off of like some dude's chest and, it bounces, kind of back towards the fairway. They sign a ball, they give the guy a glove and move on with their day and get a big advantage there.
Or the best ones are when they're like, they shoot it in something, or like the cup holder.
Oh,
or a cup.
yeah. Or
like,
I've seen it in like a guy's like pocket on his shirt. Like a ball's ended up there. Wild.
I feel like if that ever happens to someone like at a tournament,
yeah,
I feel like that player should get something.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's not, of course, it's not where you want it, but that's cool.
One of my favorite of all time, and I think it was last year, and I don't remember the tournament. It was like the Charles Schwab or something. I don't remember. I did a video on it, actually. And it was Jordan Spieth. He was like on the edge of not making the cut. It was Friday, and he was like hovering, and he hits this terrible shot, and it's going way over towards the water, and flies, and hits a dude's like knee or his shin or something, and bounces back into the fairway. Like takes a hard kick off this dude's bony shin and goes back to the dead center of the fairway off of a guy. And Jordan Spieth, he said, he's like, somebody go find that guy. I don't know who he is or where he is, but he can have whatever he wants because he kept me in the tournament for the weekend.
Yeah, didn't was it this year or last year? Someone hit someone and they bought like rounds of drinks for him.
Yeah, I think Joel Damon has done that, or Damon, or however everybody pronounces it different. Joel Damon, I think. He hit a guy and gave him like $100 bill and signed the ball and took pictures with his friends. I think that's fun.
I think when you go to these events, I think it's a dream to get hit by a ball now. I feel like everyone's looking to get hit.
It was years ago. Sergio Garcia hit a lady and it hit her hand, knocked the diamond out of her ring.
I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, and so they're like digging around there. And they couldn't find it. He's even over there like looking for, they have the ball. They're not looking for the ball at this point. They're looking for the diamond for her ring. And he says to his caddy or somebody else, and he is like, hey, get her information. If they don't find it, I want to take care of her. I'm sorry. I hit her ring and it's her diamond ring. And I'm sure, he could afford a diamond much more than the common person replacing the diamond in the ring.
It's like chump change.
They ended up finding it. But the greatest joke in the comments, like, would this be considered a diamond in the rough?
That's funny.
Good. I love a good golf pun.
Great. That's great. That's like not a cringy one. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's quality. Speaking of upending the golf world, Bryson DeChambeau puts out a video this week. Okay, we understand Bryson DeChambeau has been on the move with his YouTube channel, his socials. It has sort of evolved who he is as a person and the outlook of the greater golf world on who he is, because they really get to see who he is and seeing him really come to life in his YouTube channels. And it sort of evolved into its own thing outside of his professional golf career. And I think it's really interesting. But this week, Bryson DeChambeau drops a teaser clip of the next episode of Breaking 50 on the Bryson DeChambeau YouTube channel with a absolute shocking YouTube guest.
I think Gizmo can take this one off for us.
All right, Gizmo, if you want to take it over from here, go right ahead, because this is wild.
He's been sleeping.
Bryson DeChambeau is bringing out his bulletproof vest as he invites former President Donald Trump for a round of golf on his YouTube channel in a series called Breaking 50.
Yes.
I hope we see better shooting in this video than the assassination attempt on him 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Get out, dude. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You drug addict alcoholic.
What's wrong with you? All right, I have the clip right here, actually. It's
wow. Bryson DeChambeau's bringing on Donald Trump to the Bryson DeChambeau YouTube channel. And go ahead, roll the clip if you've got it.
I got it right here.
Look at former President Donald Trump warming up on the range with Bryson.
It's very long, folks.
It's very long. Look at that. That's pure.
Where are they playing?
Is that over the net?
I think that's his.
It's one of the Trump courses?
Yeah.
I think it's over the net.
I'll get it over.
Let me turn it up a little bit.
Just pounding them.
That's over the net?
Trump National. Looked like on the clock there.
Yeah.
We don't see that around here.
You don't see that around here. Look how pure that is.
See, that is. He keeps it inside.
And boom.
Such a straight ball, too.
Telling you what, it's been a journey to get to hitting it straight with
Is
long.
that the driver you love?
This is such a great clip.
It's great, but we are coming out with a new one.
How How long can you use a driver before it caves in?
Probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks for me.
He caves in a driver every 2-3 weeks.
The face starts to flatten, so you see there's curvature on that?
Right.
So it starts to flatten because the golf ball compressing its face so much. And then it stops performing. It starts curving offline too much.
Wow.
That is nuts.
So, I mean, here's the thing. All politics aside, that's not the point of the show. This is a golf show with some comedic interjections. So we will leave all politics out of this. But I do ask the question, is there any bigger get as a guest on your golf YouTube channel than former President Donald Trump? I mean, is that as big as it gets?
Well, I think it's even bigger. I think he got really lucky, too.
Well,
because
the guy's alive this week.
Look at his ear. This is before that happened.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
That's the first thing I noticed. I go, this is recorded before because he's been having that thing on his ear.
Yeah. Wow.
That's huge.
That's wild.
Like, it's huge. It's big enough that he's on there, but it's even bigger now that it's right after that. And the timing is impeccable.
Man, well, it's wild to think that, I mean, obviously we all know, again, we don't want to get too crazy here, but there obviously was an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. And it was, we've seen all the recreations of how it all happened. And we all know that it was an inch away from a very different outcome. What do you do with that YouTube video, assuming the outcome went the other way? We got the other inch, and unfortunately, an assassination attempt succeeded. Do you still air the YouTube video? I mean, can you? Is that,
I think you do, but you have to do it in a completely different way.
Way different music.
Way different music, way different type of edit.
Yeah.
Like it would almost have to be more of like a tribute piece than like Let's Golf with a Buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Wow. I mean, that's wild. But is there any bigger get? Is there like, the foreplay they had on Tiger Woods? I would say that's like the biggest get in the golf world.
Yeah.
But I would say former President Donald Trump would be one of the biggest gets in all of the worlds. Like all sports and everything aside.
It's between like, Good just had Steph Curry on.
Yeah.
That's a huge get.
Huge, but
not huge.
Not huge.
But yeah, I don't think there's anyone bigger.
That's wild.
Like, you think about all these like golf channels that are bringing on like big time guests, like big time celebrities, big time athletes. I don't think there's anyone bigger than him, and it's wild because I feel like he's not in the mainframe anymore, but he is at the same time because of the whole presidential run and all that. We won't get into that.
Now, I will say the one that pops in my mind, and it's for a specific reason. And I think, and I'm going to say this and I want to explain it, Michael Jordan. And let me say why. Because he never does anything.
No.
See, like, somebody like who is running for president, they're always putting themselves out there. They're doing PR events, they're doing speeches, they're on shows, they're really trying to, move their campaign forward and do as much as they can. Michael Jordan doesn't do anything. Like, we thought Tiger Woods didn't do anything. Michael Jordan doesn't do anything. So I feel like in terms of magnitude of guests, he is somebody that pops into my mind that would be on that like elite caliber of having on your YouTube channel to golf and try and break 50. I don't know.
He's number one.
Yeah.
I think Trump's number two. When it comes to, people in the scene and that
magnitude of guest.
Yeah.
Well,
that blew my mind.
We have exciting news. Next week coming on the show, we're going to have former President Donald Trump and Michael Jordan together joining us live in studio, cutting golf balls and chatting it up with Gizmo. Tune in next week.
That's going to be huge.
Sorry. Great. Let's move right along. Hey, speaking of the major championships, I will say, and again, I'm going to keep going back to this, and I'm a broken record on this, how like the letdown I felt from not being at the British Open, because, and let me tell you why. I would have in one single calendar year, no, not a calendar year, it'd be in a 1 year cycle,
season-long year,
the Ryder Cup and all four majors, I would have done within the span of a year had I made it to Scotland. Dude, That's legendary. And I missed it.
Could you imagine doing all 5 of those events plus the Olympics?
Yeah.
Because are you going?
I'm not. It's too chaotic to get there.
Yeah.
And I haven't. Okay. I would love to be there. I'm not sure I would love to get there.
You would have to book a hotel room like 2 years in advance.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah, it would have been a big pain, but that's going to be fun to watch.
So I presented the question in a video on my channel, and I was curious among the golfing community and whoever else wanted to chime in what they felt was the best major. And I sort of pointed out the highlight details of each of the majors. You can check it out. Dan's Golf World, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. You can watch the video and chime in on your own opinion. But I'm curious if we could pull that up, find that video, because I want to kind of read through and take a little bit of a temperature on what folks were saying is the best major. Whoa.
My bad.
It's got tabs open. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, tabs open.
Because I do think each major is special in its own way. And again, I point this out in the video, so I won't go through and reiterate all the details I went through. But I think people are pretty opinionated on this.
Yeah, they are. Let me pull it up.
They're sort of like camps that people get into with their majors.
You got music on this thing?
I don't. I think so, yes.
All right,
Might
I'll
have to
just
mute
mute
it.
it.
Mute the video so we don't get dinged on YouTube. You know how they get.
There we go.
All right. So just we'll take a quick look here at the comments and just looking at people's votes. Let's kind of cruise through them kind of quickly. We got Masters, British. Person went to the PGA. They loved it. Masters. So far, Masters sort of in the lead. Augusta, Masters. This person puts them in order. Masters, Open, U.S. Open, 50 pile of crap, then PGA. I don't know what that means.
It means 50 pieces or like 50 tournaments over the PGA.
That bad?
I guess not a lot of people like that. And like that was the same on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
On Instagram, it was more towards
a little heavier on the Open, right?
On the Open. I have the numbers here, so it could be a little off because I did this yesterday.
All right. Comments are always rolling in on these videos.
But as we're looking, as I close that up, the PGA Championship got 1, as we saw.
Yeah.
When I was doing it, had 0.
Is this from TikTok or both?
Both.
TikTok and Instagram
platforms.
combined. Okay, here we go.
Both platforms. U.S. Open had 3.
Okay.
The Open had 13.
All right.
And then the Masters had 21. But
all right, that's fair.
I was looking at Instagram first.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, the Open's going to take this.
Yeah.
Because pretty much like I think 11 or 12 of them were from Instagram on the Open.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they're going to take away with it because they were up big against the Masters. And then everyone on TikTok was like, Masters.
It's interesting that, maybe we could like look in the analytics. Is it like the viewers from the videos, you can kind of see like where they're from and regions and stuff. Like why, TikTok is stronger on the Masters and, Instagram was a little heavier on the Open.
Yeah, maybe just different platforms, different viewers on the different platforms.
I mean, listen, Instagram's a way different animal than TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you go scrolling through some reels on Instagram and there's stuff you're like, TikTok would take this down in an instant. Like, how is this even on here? It's the Wild West over there.
After watching that video, I want a green jacket.
Oh, yeah.
I want a green jacket. I think everyone wants a green jacket after looking at that video.
Miss Paige Sporanic making a little bit of a cameo there in the video.
Hey, her buddy won again.
Yeah, that's right. Xander was her pick. That was actually great.
They went to school together.
She did. It was at the SI Swim event in New York. She did a little on-camera thing for SI Golf. And I was actually the one who kind of edited that together for SI. And she talked about how her pick was Xander Schauffele to win the PGA Championship, right?
Yeah.
And she was correct. But the funny thing, she said that they went to college together. They played like in the same, golf program.
Yep.
And I don't know if they went at the same time. Are they the same age, or was it
I
just
think so.
different years? Okay.
Well, they golfed together, so they had to be there at the same time.
Yeah. And she said, you watch. And she called this. She gets total credit here. She called it. She said, Xander's going to win. And once he does, the floodgates will open. And we're going to see a lot more majors out of him. He's gonna,
I wonder if she was right about the Open, because I guess she's been right for the past like year and a half.
Dude, is she like the low-key sort of like sports betting golf world lock?
She could be, man.
Who knows? Like, what if there was a thing like it turns out like Paige Spiranek has just been right. Like if you would have played, like, you know, people do like historical data. If you would have bet the Paige Spiranek picks for the last 3 years, you'd be up like, you know, 4 million%.
Be making more money doing that than OnlyFans.
And you know what? I make great money on OnlyFans, so that would be impressive.
Yeah.
Not true. What else we got here? I sent you some videos.
Yeah, you did. And we could talk about what's coming up this week then, too. All right, so you sent me this one.
What did I send you? I don't even remember what I sent you.
You sent me on TikTok, right?
Instagram.
Instagram? All right, you sent me one.
Yeah.
So let me...
Oh, yeah, I remember what this is now.
Let me open this
This is like
up.
everywhere on my feed right now.
Trust me, guys, in a couple episodes, I'll be quick with this.
Hey,
right.
dude, have you seen this?
No, I have
This
not.
is insanity.
Can I play the sound?
I don't know what the sound is. I think so. I don't think there's music.
Okay.
If there is, you could turn it back off.
Yeah.
Oh, there's music. Turn it off. Hurry.
Turn it up. Okay. Just
Dude, all right.
driving into traffic?
Yeah, so obviously, you know, homelessness is an issue. We're not going to get into that. We're not laughing at the issue, but we are laughing at the insanity of the situation. This is clearly some sort of like homeless encampment. This dude's got some sort of like, I don't know if it's a driver or like a fairway wood, but he's just smoking balls like out over the freeway. And of course, you know, shout out to the pink ball. I mean, what is this guy? I don't even know. I would love to zoom in and really figure out what kind of club he's hitting, because I'm a nerd like that and I want to know. And then scroll over. There's more videos. Gets this guy into it.
Oh, geez.
This dude's ready to just pipe it. We're talking long drive. He's hitting over the net at Topgolf. That's what this guy's trying to do right here.
Dude, with that swing, that's dangerous. The other guy actually kind of had a swing. This guy don't know what he's doing.
But I tell you what, he's having a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Golf is a sport for all. All right, there's one more. Go ahead. There we go. Now he's going to watch him.
Oh, he's even closer.
He is. He's got just a clear open path.
He's probably hitting his ball that he just shanked.
This would be catastrophic if one of these hits a car. A couple waggles. We got Brian Harmon over here.
What is this? Bink?
Oh,
He pured that one.
dude, he feels good about it. Look at him.
He's got the ones.
Dude, that's the Bryson DeChambeau when he hits over the water and he's like, let's go. He just gave us that.
Oh, man.
Yes.
That is good.
That is wild,
That
right?
is really
What are we
freaking
doing?
good. What?
And I don't think anyone is ever going to be out there to stop these guys from doing this.
No, but
that's going on forever.
But if, say that second guy.
Yeah.
That's a broken window.
Dude, for sure.
100%.
Because on the other side of the highway, it was a bunch of like businesses and parking lots. That ball is hitting something. Like there's no way it's just going to nicely come to rest like in a little patch of grass. It's not happening. It is hitting something. Something's getting broken.
Like I feel like, you know, we golf at, we're always at Green Garden.
Yes, beautiful green garden.
There's a couple holes out there where it's like you're against the street.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm afraid I'm going to put one in the street and just whack a car.
It's never happened to me, but I've seen it happen.
I saw a clip on Instagram. I wish I had it. I wish I saved it. It was a guy somehow his car got hit with the golf ball, broke his window.
Yeah.
He drives his car onto the course and finds the guys. He's like the guys are
all the way onto the fairway. Like
you guys, you can't be out here. What are you doing? He goes, you hit my car. I go, you can't be out here. I'm like,
well, I mean, I guess, what do you do in that situation? Do you park your car and walk out on the course and try and find the guys? Or it's like, no, I got hit and I can see I'm going to drive right to you. Now, I know you cannot drive a car on the golf course, but I'm not paying for this. You have to. So what do you do?
what happens in that situation? Like, do you call the insurance company and be like, hey, I was driving past the golf course and my windshield got destroyed or my window got destroyed? How does that...
Right. Like, does it matter that I know who the guy is? Like the person who did it. It's like, well, do you have his name? It's like, well, no, I didn't drive on the golf course.
Yeah.
I just came home and called you. And they're like, well, we're not going to cover it because you didn't drive on the fairway and go find the guy.
Here, I'm going to look this up.
All right.
Is there golf course car insurance? insurance.
Because I know, like, on a lot of golf courses, they'll post signs that if you hit a house, that it is the golfer's responsibility.
Well, some houses have golf insurance.
Sure, but there'll be posted signs saying, though, it's still your responsibility, even though the house has its own insurance, that, you know, just like a car insurance. Like, I have insurance on my car, but if you hit my car, it goes on your insurance, not mine. This is your problem. This is your fault, even though I have my own insurance.
All right, here we go. Google AI.
Oh, okay.
A golf ball bounced in the street, then hit my windshield. It shattered my windshield. The golf course took responsibility and paid to replace it. Windshield is safely equipped, and as long as you have comprehensive coverage on your insurance policy, the replacement is 100% paid for by your insurance company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you don't have to drive onto the fairway. That's unnecessary.
No, but that's a cool fact, though. I did not know that.
Well, and I also feel like a golf course, I think, and again, maybe I don't know this, I don't feel like the golf course has to take responsibility for that. Like, you hit it off of our property and damage someone else's property. Like, for the golf course to say, you know what, we're gonna own this situation. That's wild. I didn't expect that.
I wouldn't expect that either.
No.
Oh, man. Okay, this week, PGA Tour 3M Open.
Yeah. Here, see, again, I'm trapped in this weird bubble. I'll get out of it. Maybe it takes a week or so. But the majors are done.
Yeah, I know.
I've got like major letdown. Major letdown. And I have a really hard time caring about the 3M Open this weekend. Like,
a lot of people, I think, aren't really caring about it. There's nothing.
It's a great tournament.
You know
what I mean?
News, there's nothing.
It is. It's a great tournament at a great location. I love when, you know, they get into like the Midwest and the Northern Midwest and wherever like that. Like, I think that's some of the most beautiful golf, beautiful grass, scenery, the whole thing. But I'm having a really hard time like locking in on this tournament and really like gearing up for it and getting excited. I'm feeling nothing.
Well, this year, the 3M Open is at TPC Twin Cities in Blaine, Minnesota.
Yep.
TPCs, man.
Yeah.
Gotta love them. Every course, we have TPC Deer Run by us, and that's one of the...
Home of the John Deere Classic.
Yep.
Beautiful golf course. Open to the public. Anybody can play it.
Yeah, I know. Do you know how much it costs to play?
I don't remember. I had a friend who passed through town, and it was like... He did like a twilight. It was like $150 all you can play like after 3:00 or something like that. So he was out there just cranking on a non-busy day. Oh. But I don't know, like on a Saturday morning.
Be probably like $200 or something, probably.
It could be. Don't quote me on that.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, but it's a beautiful golf course. And I think when you play somewhere where they are putting that level of effort into the golf course, that, okay, some of these prices are out of control. I don't think, you know, some of these $1,200 rounds of golf, I can't wrap my head around that. But when you're in like around the $200 range for a very, very nice tournament championship quality golf course, I don't know. I can kind of understand it when you understand the level of effort that goes into keeping it that high quality.
And you know, you've been talking about how you're getting you're coming down from the major season.
Yeah,
you're coming down hard.
I've got burnout right now.
Explain to me, because we just found this out today. What was it? The Grand Slam Open or something?
Oh my God! How did I never ever know about this? It came up on my Instagram like a day or two ago. Somebody said bring back the tournament that happens at the end of the year where they take all of the major winners and make a tournament where they compete against each other. And so we looked up and it's called, what was it, like the Grand Slam Open or something like that or whatever. And I'm like, this existed? I mean, listen, I haven't been following professional golf my whole life. I was actually kind of late to the game. I was like right around, I don't know, my late 20s, 30 years old or so. And I picked up golf and became an absolute addict of the game and learning the game. And it was even later after that where I really got into watching professional golf. So again, I am not a historian expert on all of golf, though my OCD and obsession that I have over things, I've gone very deep into it since then. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this end of year sort of championship where they take all of the major winners and do it was like a 36 hole stroke play type of event. And it went on from like, I forgot what it said, like 1979 to like 2014. This thing kind of just ended like a decade ago.
Yeah, they should bring that back.
They should totally bring it back.
That would be so much fun.
The only thing I would be curious about, like, what about the year where with the Tiger Slam, where he won 3 majors in 1 year and then won his 4th at the start of the next year. So in one of the year cycles, it would have been Tiger versus one other person for this. I don't know the format.
I wonder, it's definitely, you're probably not going to get an advantage.
Yeah.
But like, could you imagine like you have 2 winners, like two of the same people won 2 of the majors.
Yeah.
And it's just a head to head.
Yeah.
Like they used to do something close to that on the PBA tour where they had the player of the year from last year and the player of the year from the year it was going on. They used to battle.
Just a showdown?
Showdown. It was like a best of, it was either total pins or best of 3. So they bowled 3 games. It would be cool to see something like that.
I think Capital One should take over this former event and kind of the style of like the match, like we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
And this becomes like a Capital One, the match, and it's the major winners. Bring it back. I think that would be so fun to watch. They're not just taking like these big names that were good at one time or another, which we kind of see. I mean, the Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson showdown. These guys are some of the greatest golfers of the modern era, but it didn't happen at the peak of their career.
No.
And even some of these other ones we saw, like I forgot who it was. It was Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth and Tiger. I don't remember who. But again, these guys it didn't happen in the year that they had won their most recent majors. And I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
To get Scotty Scheffler out there, Xander, Bryson DeChambeau, like these guys, and then Xander again, all like a showdown of this year's major winners, the guys who are currently playing at the top of their game. I'm so in for that.
It's 1, 2, 3, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, say Live Golf gets in the golf OWG
into the official world golf rankings. Yeah.
Imagine he's in there. He would be definitely top 5.
Yeah.
Imagine those 3 duking it out.
Dude, it'd be so fun.
One, I know that Bryson, he'd be electric. He'd be up, like, getting everyone moving.
Yeah.
Scheffler would try not to get arrested. And then you got calm, cool Schauffele.
Yeah.
Xander.
Just, like, silent, marching down the fairway in the zone, like, doing his mental self-talk, just like...
You have 3 completely different personalities.
Yeah.
One who's locked in, one who's just, chill.
Yeah.
And one that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that would be an appetite for destruction. Shout out Guns N' Roses.
Thank you.
That would be so cool to watch. And anyways, like, they could do that, like, on YouTube now, too. Like, Bryson DeChambeau could just be like, hey, Scotty, hey, Xander.
Yeah.
I got this thing on YouTube. I would love to do a round of golf and see who just scores.
I mean, even if it was like a paid YouTube thing, like you had to pay, like, whatever. A lot of these comedians are doing that. They're putting out their own specials. You pay a few bucks, and then there you go. You can see it. Like, I think that it would be unbelievably viewed. I think the viewership for that would be huge. And if everybody paid a few bucks, now you've got like a big cash pot to make it worth it.
Or you sell it to Netflix.
They
got the full swing.
There are so many options. I say bring it back. If I had to vote for one thing, whoever's out there in the golf television production tournament world, bring it back. We need it.
Yeah,
we want it.
That'd be awesome.
All right, Josh, you got anything else for us this week?
No, we ran through it all, man.
We did. It's a great show.
Yeah.
Gizmo, you're good. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to put you to bed.
We'd prefer nothing else from you at this point.
Yeah.
You've said enough. Go get a drink of water for your cotton mouth and maybe lay down and listen to some music in your headphones. You deserve it. But that's it. This is the Dan's Golf World Pod. Find us, follow us, subscribe. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you again next week right here on the Dan's Golf World Podcast.